Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Hey, welcome to the Sci-Fi Center Midnight Express. Thank God it's Friday. Well, it's Saturday. So there you go. There was a mistitle. Real quick, guys, I got to run out to the front of the house real quick and grab my food, but I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I did time that poorly. Riding solo tonight because Brad is chopping wood tomorrow with his karate certification, so he's got to get up super early. This is going to be a short one anyway. I just want to do my little usual midnight express. Say hi, quick open topic. I'll run through the chat. Uh, just wanted to also give you the schedule for the day. 2 p.m. We will be doing. I think we're going to do bridesmaids first. Either one, flip a coin. They're both awful. And then right after that, maybe about 4:30 ish, 4:15 ish, we'll do Dudes, Where's My Car? Maybe we'll do a straight double feature. I don't know. It all depends on how it blocks up, but I know I will find a way to be unavailable for the most part on that one. So, all right, let's flip through the chat real quick because, like I said, this is going to be a quickie. Oh, also, if you would like to support the channel, I have think I pinned the. Let's see. Yep, it's pinned to the top of the stream. So if you'd like to donate, it helps. Helps with a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, like I said. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Obviously, I always repeat, it pays for the monthly fee. We don't use the free version of StreamYard because if we did that, we wouldn't be able to bring as many people on as many times as we do, and we'd have a lot of limitations on it that would suck. So we don't do that. So all right, happy birthday, RJ. Caught the rest of the vodka. Yeah, I saw this. That's not really bad news to me. It's baby steps. They're in the door. I can't imagine a situation to where once you have an Academy Award-winning movie makers in your vicinity that you would continue to make things like Madam Web and Morbius. I mean, unless you're just trying to make a small profit. But I think the aspirations be more higher. I think that their tenureship will evolve beyond just the TV stuff. There's just no way that you could have those guys in the building working on important things and still, and still not. How are you going to have Lord and Miller out there working with Sony producing Spider-Man stuff anywhere and have anyone else producing anything less than that? I like I said, that everything's status quo right now, but I don't see that being the case permanently. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Streamlabs.com/sci-fi center tip. Gonna start my Cindy the Comic Con fund pretty soon. Reread the yeah. Like I said, that's where it stands right now, but they're in step one. Trust me, I would bet anything I own that's not the last step when it comes to those guys. What's going on, Antonio Baker? That I was watching music, Twitch, YouTube. Nick Nocturnal early. He made some awesome stuff with the Suno AI. Yeah, that's the program that you use to make our opening. Cool. Let's see. That's me telling you guys where I'm at. Hi, Ruth. Did you guys see Baby Ruth today? Let me keep Baby Ruth. That's a candy. Let's bring up Baby Ruth. So adorable. Where's it at? Here it goes. Look at our little serial killer. Look at her, Look at her. So adorable. Look at her. Already ready. Already probably looking at her first victim. Probably the babysitter. There's that. And there's little baby. Look at her. Look at the baby Scotty. She's like, I'm never watching the show again. All right. Do you believe Sony and Tom Lama will, when they said today that Venom 3 is the final? Yes, I do. I think Tom Hardy. I can't speak today. Tom Hardy is ready to move on from the character, and there's nothing more for them to tell with this character. I know a lot of people think that they should do Null, King in Black. No, I don't think the MCU should do that story because it's fucking lame, and I don't think Sony should do that story. I think the Venom movies. I think we've stretched the Venom faith as long as we should, and the character should probably go away. I don't even want to see a new version of it right now. I think you wait a couple years. I could go a whole cycle of both Sony and Disney not doing the character, but I do think this is the last one. Venom 3 will not be the last, maybe for that executive. I think it will be. I think it will be. I don't see Tom Hardy coming back for Venom 4, and generally, you just shouldn't make another Venom movie just to make it. That all could change, though. I mean, if Venom makes $1 billion, I don't think it's going to, because I think it'll end up on streaming a lot sooner than. I don't think it'll be in theaters long enough to make that kind of money. I don't think a lot of movies will be. But Sony is greedy. But I doubt it. 4-year-old Ruthie is adorable. Look at her. So cute. She's like, I'm gonna put like a little knife in her hand, like Michael Myers when he was a kid. Did you get a chance to finish X-Men 97 season 1? Yes, I did. Are you interested in where they are going? Because it's centered around a certain build. Yeah, I won't spoil it. I'm actually going to give an in-depth review tomorrow. I gave a basic review today. For what it is, I gave it a C+. I gave the entire first season a C+. I think their mission is flawed, and what this kind of stories that they're trying to tell all at once. But I'm biased because I read everything that they're trying to do in its long form, and that's really the only way my mind is ready to take it. I do applaud the way that they are doing that ending without the cliffhanger. There's separate stories that each particular group can go on without them all trying to tell it in front of one particular group. That's kind of an improvement. It's a huge improvement from X-Men 92. I think X-Men 92 was trash. That's just me. I didn't like the series. I didn't like the portrayal of the characters. I didn't like the softening up of these characters so soon after the Claremont run that showed you that you didn't have to approach them that way. This for whatever reason, this was a major improvement. Like I said, I give it a C+, and I think that's pretty high. Given that I gave X-Men 92 an F, I think they did what they needed to do to make the adjustment. It's still not for me. I can't see me watching season 2. I'll keep an eye on season 2, but I gave it a fair shot, and like I said, a C+. When your preceding material didn't do anything for me, I think there you go. All right, hello, Joga. Brad is not here. Brad is getting his hands ready to go chop wood with his hand, which is insane. But I'm not saying Tom Hardy's going to keep doing it. I'm just saying I don't think that's going to be the last Venom movie. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so so last of this one. If they do it again, it might not be the last. It needs to be a while. And they need to not shoehorn Venom again into another story. I don't want to see. I really, there's enough story to tell for Tom Holland Spider-Man to where I don't need to see him. They've set it up so that it probably can happen, but I could see the black costume making an appearance in the Holland one because of the piece that was left behind. But I don't necessarily need to see Venom. It needs to be 3 to 6 years, 6 years minimum. Otherwise, you're going to oversaturate a character that's already been oversaturated. So that's my opinion. Let's see. What I skip? Skip. Yeah, Brad is like I said, he's putting his hands in ice or something so that when he could go chop the wood, he could. How you doing? Fun. I'm gonna go all down the comments, by the way, so I won't be skipping anything until we run out. Obviously, all the band topics will not be hit, but hey, that's what a band looks for. Are you interested in Agatha or Ironheart? Not at all. Agatha spawns from a show that I just didn't do it for me. Ironheart is just another derivative character. This is where I thought the MCU did kind of flail, is when they went to the B-listers and the C-listers in order to fill the Chapek mandate that was given to him, but fairly to produce as much content for Disney Plus as possible. Now, as somebody who wants to hear that these major companies are filling the cupboards with content for the streaming services that will be a major part of their financial success. I think you can't do it with B-listers and C-listers. You got to give me A-listers if you're going to do this. Let's see. I got a salad, a very large chef salad. Let's see. Anyone going to see The Strangers this weekend? I forgot it was out this weekend, and probably not because I still haven't seen The Apes yet, which is quite sad. Let's see. Hello, Dark Knight, by the way. Do you think Tom Hardy's Venom could jump back into the MCU and stay there after Venom 3? No. I mean, anything's possible. I don't think so. Anything's possible. I just get the feeling that they've ran their course with that version of the character. I think that we'll see the black costume story possibly told in towards the end of this trilogy, but because they set it up, and usually they don't bring in things like that they're not going to use. Now you may see Tom Hardy's Venom maybe as a cameo, maybe, or fighting. I mean, but I don't know, because of the costume. The way the costume works is it spreads throughout dimensions. Each suit is going to know. So I don't know. But I just get the feeling that the Venom movies themselves are done for a while. But greed, money talks. Gonna see The Strangers on Monday. I like the first one. The fact it was based on a true story. I think there was another one after that, but I saw the first one. That's the only one I've really seen. Yeah, at some point, I just don't know when. I mean, because and it might line up with his sixth movie, his final movie of his contract, because I think Tom Holland's going to sign on, and it's already signed on, and he's going to do another trilogy. So he'll do 4, 5, and 6, and maybe by the time you get to Spider-Man, I hope they change it, because you did all the home ones and give it a different name for number 4. But by the time you get to the third one in that second trilogy, it would be another 6, 7 years from now. So I could take it then, just not anytime soon. Please, Lord, no. It had the potential to be amazing. I think they slapped it together just to get to that end credit scene. Oh, the Ironheart suit is so bad. I'm sorry, it is. It looked like a swap meat version of female Transformer. Yeah, it looked like RC. Exactly what I thought when I saw it. It looked like RC, a green RC, I think it was. That's what I'm saying to William, but most people are interested in Agatha. I'm not. Yeah, I'm sorry. I like the people that made up all that stuff, but it just didn't connect with me. Or some other stuff. So why even release it and not just cut your losses and back row some of this stuff? Because they don't have the justification to. In order to cut your losses and use the type of tax write-offs and stuff that WB uses, you have to be in a significant amount of debt after a merger. So there's laws and that's why WBD had to do it in time frames that they did it. Disney is not in debt. They're not hemorrhaging money, so you wouldn't be able. The IRS would reject it anyway. So yeah, that's the legal reasons why. And you know what? It's not. Maybe they got a little bit more faith in it than we do. I mean, I know when they released Echo, they just threw it out there. So I think they just want to get past this era, but they don't want to be perceived as wasting money. But like I said, now that Iger and Feige are back, riding co-pilot, I think we'll see a little bit less of this. We should do an Ape watch along, as I miss seeing it too. It'd be great. Yeah, it's going to be on streaming pretty soon. I think the taxpayers footing the bill for these studios' tax breaks is ridiculous. Release it and lose money, but that isn't a taxpayer problem. No, it's not. It's a tax liability. Is what there's not. We're not paying for it. It's a tax liability now. Ultimately, yeah, they get the tax break that that just gets lessened. if you want to consider like the common man having to pay it, but a lot of companies do that. Every company that's in existence does that. Every bank, there are banks that pay no taxes. But there's only one studio getting that type of tax break, and that's the Warner Brothers. Now there are other studios that get tax incentives. That's different. Like when you shoot here in our town or in our province, we'll give you a tax break. But that's good for the economy because there's when you set up a movie or shooting, all the businesses around there benefit. I could skip. Okay, good advice. Do you think Marvel wishes they could cancel some of these shows and not release them? Not really. The worst case scenario is they're going to get some viewers on there. No, if my theory is correct that they're going back to the heavy hitters, then they can use these. They can you can use Ironheart. You can use a lot of these things. It's content, and they have it right now, and they need content. All these streamers need content. And they need continuity and content. What the last thing you want to have is big gaps in your continuity and in your content. So at the very least, it gives some people are going to watch it. Not me, but I'm not your average fan. There's going to be a lot of people who enough people will watch this to justify it. So yeah. Antonio Baker, Tom Holland would have Venom he would have Venom in his second trilogy, and I'm guessing I could see them doing this. This is just purely me shooting out of my ass. They could have the black costume stalking him or there doing his entire second trilogy, but not necessarily have it culminate. Or they could have a brand new Venom stalking him, and I don't know. It depends on how they want to do it. I would prefer never to see Venom again. I don't mind seeing the symbiote, seeing the black costume. That would be kind of cool because we haven't seen live action. But we're not even to the third Venom movie. And so I would want some space in between there. And so yeah, the third trilogy, I would say full blown on third trilogy or second trilogy, third movie. That gives you plenty enough time. How you doing, Azteca? Absolutely not. I will be. I may not. I want to go see Furiosa in the theaters. We didn't do a promo for it here, so I'll have to go on my own. I don't know if I'm going to have the time. I do want to see Furiosa because I've liked all the Mad Max movies so far. In fact, there hasn't been a bad Mad Max movie in all of them, going all the way back to Mad Max, A World Warrior. My favorite of those first three was Beyond Thunderdome, and I like Fury Road. So I want to go see it. Garfield, I have no intention of seeing Garfield. I know it's going to be a crap ton of money because I heard pre-sales are selling out on that one, but. Yeah, I'll be right there. 100 Heat to go see a talking cat. No. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Now that we judging from No Way Home, it looks like I'm getting the Spider-Man that I endured Iron Boy over. So I'm here. I'm waiting. I'm ready. Are you interested in Star Wars Acolytes? Yes, I am, and we will be covering that. Like I said, I wish they would have gone back farther into the past or farther into the future, but this looks good. This just checks off the minimal boxes I want to see, and it looks grim. It looks it looks cool, and it's set for and it's set in the past enough. I would go back further, but you know what? Compromise. I'm definitely interested in watching, and that trailer hooked me. You might not want to watch some of the ones from the 70s. They aren't that good. What are we talking about, Antonio? We talking about Mad Max? No, I liked them all. I haven't seen the numbers on it. I've heard a lot of people talking about it. I mean, like I said, I can't answer that. It's it has its audience. I just don't know how big it is. The only thing about X-Men is, listen, they can make 10 seasons of X-Men 97, 98, 99. I keep continuing to say, my only wish is that they do not use this as a blueprint going forward for anything else other than the cartoon that they're on now. If they did that, that would really piss me off. That would really piss me off. What it will be your reaction if Spider-Man 4 we see Miles Morales or get a hint of Miles Morales in the capacity? That would be stupid. I can't think of another word for it. That would be stupid for all involved because that's not where this Spider-Man is. That's not where this Spider-Man. You would only be doing it for fan service. It makes no sense to if you were ever going to do it, it should be while Tom Holland is on his way out. But you just the time that it looks like they're going to depict Tom Holland Spider-Man in, there is no place for Miles Morales. So and like I said, even though we were talking about Lord Miller as far as that goes, I have every confidence that by the time this all shakes out, they will be in charge of all of Sony's Spider-Man properties. I just don't see it happening any other way. And if that's the case, then they really need to be involved. And even if they're not officially in that capacity, I can't believe that you would do anything without even saying, "Hey, do you guys want in on this?" Because of, like I said, their resume speaks for itself. You got proven winners here, but no. Despite the fact that I think it will be stupid for Sony to ever let anyone else in on their money when it comes to Miles Morales, it doesn't fit. And you would only be doing it for fan service. And we've seen what happens when we do dumb shit for fan service. One of the 8 movies, but a watch along would be cool. Agree on that with, yeah. Like I said, I it looks like it's going to be streaming for me. All right. Bye, baby Ruth. Look at the little picture. I'm going to use your picture as my profile. The 4-year-old Ruth, the pre-serial killer Ruth. I will see you this afternoon if you're still up. Not true. X-Men 97 is third most watched show on Disney Plus behind Percy Jackson and Echo. Like I said, I don't know. I haven't seen any numbers yet. I just judged it on what I thought of it. Once again, I can't comment on numbers, guys, because I haven't seen the internal numbers. They haven't released them. I don't know what he's referring to. Let's see. X-Men 97 isn't very popular on the top. Well, gee, just go ahead and bring the feds to our site. It's down. X-Men 97 is doing well for standards of viewing numbers that Disney and their platform wants to see. And that's really all that matters, to be honest with you. Samba, Nielsen is too early. You can't tell Nielsen yet, right? I mean, it's still going to be a couple of weeks. Samba, come on. I'm not going to call it garbage, but I mean, I watched all of them, and I did not watch any of them on a terrestrial device. So Samba didn't even count me. We had this discussion back when we had the whole Zack Snyder discussion, and Samba, everybody was trying to dunk on it because of Samba, and I'm like, I watched that movie 4 or 5 times before I ever put it on my TV. I mean, but I don't know. Hi, Ray. Happy Saturday. Yes, smash the like button. Ooh. All right, Variety reported the X-97's third biggest show on the platform. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go at that. I heard Madam Web is doing well on that. But yeah, we were talking about this on the vodka stream. How can I mess with it? I don't know. But, I was telling Phil, I wish I had the numbers I had up that they put out. It did pretty well on PVOD. And the movie, there's some dispute out there, but the movie didn't lose money. It didn't make a ton of money, but it had $100 million. Actually, that's a high end. That production budget probably wasn't they did not spend $100 million. It says anywhere between 85 and 100 million. So if you did, let's split the difference. You did 90. It made 100 in the theaters. So 10 there, minus your 35. But you also have to realize that they had deals in place with Netflix. Netflix had already purchased the rights to air Madam Web. So they made that money. And it was on PVOD prior to it ending up on Netflix. So at the end of the day, they made their money back, which is not good if you think about it. They'll be like, well, we made our money back. We can continue to, do this. But I think they should have higher aspiration. Hello, Rhea. I see you didn't ambush me on the vodka stream tonight, huh? Taking that L with class, eh? We don't care about RJ's birthday. Fuck that guy. No, I'm just kidding. How old are you now? 25, RJ? Once again, I don't know. I don't know. I have to. I don't know. I haven't seen no numbers yet. I mean, it just aired a couple of days ago, so I don't even know if there's numbers out there. But I'm not going to get into the numbers thing because I don't have them in front of me right now. I would assume it did well. Would you want to see a second season of Hawkeye? Absolutely not. I didn't like the first one. It's rumored to be happening with it being inspired by by the raid and will feature Kate Bishop, Clint Barton, and Clint's brother. I would rather not see it. I am not watching it. They lost me with the first one. That's what I mean by fluff, by the way. There's just too much of that. No, because he's not. He's not. And if they're doing some shit like that, then they're just making it up. They can do whatever they want to. I would hope that they are two distinctly unique characters with unique interactions with each other. Obviously, a King variant is very influential and very important in Apocalypse's cultivation. But I don't like that theory. VOD, it did well. Did Madam Web? Not so shocking. It's doing well on Netflix. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the people, like I was saying on Vouching, people paid $19 to see that movie on PVOD. Now, granted, I know your $19 it goes a little bit further when you got a family of four and you don't have the gas and all that. I struggled to justify the 12 or 14 with my military discount to see that movie. And I ain't paying $5 more, but Longhorn Steakhouse. Ooh. Yeah, 25. Cool. Quarter of a century old. Superman. Supergirl is considered a derivative character, even though some of her stories have been better. I just think the general public, the only way Supergirl, you even know she exists is through Superman. Same thing with Batgirl. Same thing with any of these other characters. I'm actually looking forward to Supergirl more than I am Superman, because if they're going on the blueprint of Superman, Woman, and Tomorrow, I love that story. I love Tom King. That's one of the better Supergirl, probably the best Supergirl story out there. So I'm not looking forward to waiting 5,000 years to see it. But you know what? Hey, I hope maybe the time will fly. Who knows? Sounds like a gaming nerd conversation happening here. Another gaming nerd. Both are no, both are mismanaged franchise. I don't think there's a curse. I think when you make $678 million after you released a bomb like Superman Returns, that's a step in the right direction. And when the very next movie, makes more, and then that's not now. It's cursed with bad management. So yeah, I can agree there. Oh, I'm sorry. Your complete title is Retro Gaming Nerd. I'm sorry. I need to give you your full props. No, I have not. I'm behind on trailers. I missed the whole Terminator X thing or Terminator Zero thing that's going on, and I maybe because I have been so tuned out of the Terminator franchise since the last few movies have just not done it for me. But I saw what I saw from it today, and we're going to be covering that tomorrow. That looks amazing, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm always going to give Terminator franchise a chance, until but something like this, I'm definitely down for. What makes more money in July 2025? Superman or Fantastic? I think Fantastic Four is going to absolutely crush Superman Legacy. I don't even think it's going to matter that Superman Legacy is even being released that month. So that's why I say don't even move it, because why move it? You're not going to. I think Superman Legacy, I don't think they're going to affect each other, to be honest with you. I think the people who are going to go see I keep calling it Legacy Superman are going to go see Superman. And the people who are going to go see Fantastic Four, which is going to be a lot more. They're not even going head to head. So, but as far as like which will make more money in July, it's going to be Fantastic Four by a lot. No matter when these movies were released, Fantastic Four is going to make way more than it's not even going to be close because you have an established franchise. Even if you include all the shortcomings and mediocre stuff that people are whining about now, the overall resume of the MCU is strong. It's strong. So it's not hard to bring those people back. With DC, it's been an absolute clusterfuck for so long. With poor decision making by the previous regime and previous ownership, and to be honest with you, not so great decisions made by the current people as far as how they've handled things. So no, Fantastic Four is going to absolutely obliterate Superman. But if you go see Superman and you enjoy it, I'm probably, like I said, I'm still iffy on Superman. But even if I go see Superman, I'm still going to see Fantastic Four. So I'm one of those guys who's probably going to get both their money from one way or another. There are a lot of people who just have given up on DC because of A, prior management, and B, oh, you're starting over again. You're starting over again while I got this other thing that's been going on successfully for 16 years. It's really hard to sell new people on it. So I think Fantastic Four by a 1,000 miles is going to make more money than Superman. I know we're doing Bad Boys, the new Bad Boys movie. I don't know anything beyond that. No, because we've had good Superman movies since then. So, or we've had one good Superman movie. I count BVS as a Superman movie because it's a Superman story arc too. So too. All right, more Geek Gamer stuff. All right, cool. Should the Black Cat be a character that gets a spinoff? No, not yet. I don't want to see any more spinoff movies. Or should we exist in the MCU to be part? Yeah, I think that where Tom Holland is in his life, Felicia Hardy's perfect for that, and he's in that phase. In my favorite phase, by the way, of Spider-Man, is he's in that phase where he's starting to earn his own money. He's not a kid anymore. He's a young man. He's in the adult world. He's kind of in that college phase, but he's still making money for, I want to see him do the photography phase. So that he is where Felicia Hardy would fit in perfectly. Unlike Miles Morales, which has no business in this point of his life being in there. So yeah, but I don't want to see a spinoff, but I would rather see her in the Tom Holland version. I hope so. I don't think it will. I think that I think going forward, you may see Silk as a character, but I think that what they need to do and what they're probably going to do is establish with their some of the big heavy hitters and use their influence so that some of these things will be successful. I don't know if anybody's going to pick up Silk. I mean, if it were Spider-Man, I would say it, but Silk is a relatively young character that not a lot of people know about. And, the attraction isn't there. They probably shouldn't have. She's an interesting character, but I don't think it was the right time to be pushing a movie for her yet. Let's see. You might think it's trash, but like I said, it's riding on brand name, a much stronger brand name than what James Gunn is doing right now. I mean, I trust Kevin Feige more than I trust David Zaslav and James Gunn. Not because I think he's a lesser movie maker. James Gunn doesn't have the resume to let me know that this is going to be the first step in something that's absolutely amazing and going to keep me captivated. I mean, Kevin Feige has. It comes down to that. Like I said, we can make it. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like I said, you're going up against the Marvel machine, even the slightly slower machine that a lot of people are saying that we need to save Marvel and all that shit. That's bullshit. It's still the MCU. It still has a resume. It still has people's attention far more than DC does. Especially a DC that we don't even know. We don't even know what's going on with this. You're going to go from a proven brand, from proven winners to some maybe shit. And I'm just talking crap about it. I'm just the average viewer is going to be like, you know, you want me to taste test this, or I maybe try this Coke or this beer that I've been drinking on my all my adulthood. It's just that's the way retail works, man. Could we be surprised? Yeah, I doubt it though. Plus, Superman just I now you're restarting the rebuilding of the Superman brand when you never really finished it to begin with. So it's not the type of brand that's really ready for that now. But I could be wrong. But hey. Nah, I think we're gonna get a lot more people to see Fantastic Four. Hi, Aaron Ozzy. Send me my pictures of you punching somebody, so I can like have you punching Brad. Yeah, these are like I said, a familiar part in a universe that people, like I said, on its worst day, MCU on its worst day has been better than what DCU has been in its best day in the last 7 years at least. Which universe of characters appeal to you more, Marvel or DC, and why? What was your entry comics? Well, it was simultaneous. I grew up as a kid before I was reading comics with Spider-Man and Superman, so that equally. So I got into them at the same time. I prefer DC. I prefer DC because I like the point of view as these characters becoming myths, becoming folklore, becoming gods. I always like the way Superman has been presented in the comics. I like the origins of DC. Has always been much more willing to be violent and much more willing to be darker and come from a darker place, simply because that's where DC came from. DC came in 1938. When you look at what the world was going through and the kids of that world were going through, they made entertainment that was indicative, conclusive of what they were going through at the time. And that's where DC got its origins. And when you're doing DC right and you go back to those origins, you make a better product than Marvel can be. Now, on the flip side, I do like Marvel. I mean, but I always gravitated to X-Men, and which was it had traits that Chris Claremont was writing X-Men like a DC comic, and during that time period, and that's probably why it was one of the better selling titles. It's one of the best selling titles for about 12, 13 years straight. So slightly DC because I like the atmosphere they create. But like I said, I've read enough Marvel over the last 40 years to and plus a lot of these writers, like my favorite writers like Bendis and Miller and guys like that, go back and forth. So that helped as well. Yeah, and I think they are going to come from the 60s, but once we consolidate the sacred timeline, it's not going to matter where, because they'll probably be outside of time at that point. All right, have fun, man. Watch that hearing. Lord and Miller worked on the social. I'd like to see what they had, and I think they might have been part of the decision making to sell it to someone else too, because I know that's how the article. So I'd like to put them together. We're getting ready to make. Yeah, but I also want to see them on the macro to see what they're going to do. Period. And like I said, I as sure as I'm sitting here black, they're going to be in charge of the film division when it's all said and done. There's no need to have anyone else running that. That includes the crazy lady, Amy Priscilla. He could. I mean, he's beyond his scope of interest because but Oh, I'm sorry, I read that completely wrong. I'm thinking Mr. Sinister. No, eventually, no. The whole point of them coming together is Spider-Man. So yeah, they would have to eventually have him out there. Apparently, the Amazon execs told Lord and Miller and the showrunner to change the show to focus less on Silk. Yeah, because who the fuck knows who she is when she's the lead character? So probably the best. Yeah, I mean, and be honest with you, why are we doing Silk? Now. I mean, and it's come on, guys. I don't know. So the Sony, I heard they broke off talks. I got to look and see if anything new has happened. Maybe toss WB into the salad. Oh wow, that I don't know if I like the taste of that salad. William Powell, that's me. Have you been watching Discovery? Yes, I loved this season. I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes, but I think it's fallen. Um, um, that one episode where they were in the forest looking for the clue, I wasn't down with that one, but I like all the other ones. I like all the others. I especially like this last one, the Labyrinth. I really like this last one. So, um, I'm a big fan of Discovery. Like I said, it had the one bad episode, but you know what? We got 2 more episodes together. I think we're done with Discovery as a show, but I have a feeling we won't be done with any of these shows. That includes Lower Deck as far as their characters go. So, yeah. Yeah, Amelia Alcock. Yeah, she did an awesome job in season 1 or the half of season 1 that she was in. So. I don't see Sony and Paramount merger happening at this rate. Neither do I. Brian Allen or Skydance might be the ones who get them unless Zaslav decides to merge with Paramount. Dude, that's going to be some shitty stock. Ugh. I mean, WB. I think a lot of people in Paramount are sour of it being split up, but you don't want them to fade into existence. So I'm going to have to study that situation. I don't have a problem with Skydance as long as they kept the integrity, but I think that's the biggest worry is that they would piece it out, and I don't know if it works that way. Yeah, they've had some success overall, but it's like it's everybody that's not backed. Well, they are backed, but remember Viacom, and they had the merger and everything else. So there's been a lot of cutting going on with them. So I don't know quite what they've had some hits, but they've also had some ones that didn't do so well. But I heard people, I think Campia said it, that they don't merge with somebody that they'll disappear. I don't quite believe that. You know, but that's what I heard him say. The worst thing we need is another merge of 2 studios. Got answer do better. I would like to see Zaslav merge with the unemployment line, or the retirement line. That's where I think he's going. Avi Arad is a problem with Sony Marvel movies. Amy Pascal is a mediator between Sony and Feige, but at some point, I think that it's just going to be really hard not to put that franchise in the hands of those guys. You're going to look stupid the longer they do it. The longer you don't do it, you're just going to look dumb. It's going to be an elephant in the room that's not going to escape them. Now, I'm a fan of her as a character. I'm not a fan of making a show or a movie or anything like that costs a considerable amount of money with her, because I don't think she has that exposure. Outside of comic book collectors, nobody's going to know who she is, and that sometimes that recognition does matter. That's why some of these movies have failed. People want the A-listers. Now, if you want to bring her along with Spider-Man at some point, maybe, but right now, I just don't think it was a good idea. Is there any chance that WBD Zaslav makes a move to acquire Paramount or merge with them, or are they not in the place where they could do so? Even though they are in debt, they could acquire them if it means that that in some ways they could consolidate the debt of both companies. Like through the merger of Paramount, they could cut a lot of WBD's liability and just eliminate vice versa. So they would basically make a much smaller company. I don't know how it will work because I don't know where Paramount currently is as far as their debt structure. I don't think they're in a lot of debt, but they're still not in. I don't know where they're at. So a merger would probably be. I don't know if they can outright acquire them. I think it would have to be a stock merger, but that's a little bit beyond my head this late at night. Okay, what's this? Hold on. What you got is going on here? Hey Vince, send me that link, please. That one you just posted in there. I'm not. Be a lot easier for me to look at it there. All right, Sony and Paramount signed non-disclosure agreement allowing deal target, but it's not looking like a $26 billion for a whole company. Or yeah, that's the problem that I think is going to hold that up. Thank you. Just got it. Hollywood doesn't want Paramount to merge because Apollo Sony would shutter the studio lot for real estate money, and yeah, I mean that's one of many reasons. You may have missed my question last night. Las Vegas, do you think the trend of casino hotels closing down reflects them turning into a metropolis like LA? Yes and no. Um, I think because when I first got here, Vegas had reinvented itself from the Vegas. But in 1993, in the late 80s or late, they blew up old Vegas and created a new Vegas. That was 31 years ago. So I think that Vegas is always going to be in a position to where it's constantly reinventing itself and making it new because that's what you have to do to stay relevant and to be able to the business and the casino business has changed in 30 years, just like it changed from the 1950s to the 1980s. So the only way you can really get them, changing, to where you need to get the most revenue is to change things and reinvent things. Like the Hard Rock, the Mirage is going away in place of the Hard Rock. It's just different money, different energy. But I think they're only changing with the city now. As far as it being a metropolis goes, nah. I mean, skyline wise, yeah, but nah, because they're not actually adding them. They're just being replacing because it's all happening on the strip. Now, when they start going beyond the strip and they start going, but you really can't do that because transportation wise, we don't have the mass transit system that you really need to do. Like a lot of people won't go to South Point because when they get here, it's too expensive for them to get around, and South Point's way down south. But if you had a train system, an above ground one here, you could exploit all of that. But I won't say it's a metropolis yet until it starts building out, other than the strip. Right now, all the stuff that's getting blown up, the A's stadium that's going to happen in place of Tropicana, that's on the strip. The Spear, all the stuff that they're building is on the strip. And anything that gets blown up is going to be on the strip. So, but now when we start spreading out to like the west side and, North Las Vegas and all that, then I think we're talking metropolis. Right now, it's really just that's narrowed down to the strip. They're putting Hard Rock back on the strip and right. Yep. Part two. I remember when the Hard Rock was here, the original Hard with that big Les Paul. But that fit Vegas of that time too. And Mirage, 30 years is like ancient for. There's not too many of the hotels that were here when Vegas first started. You have the Flamingo. You have almost all the major money makers after Vegas went corporate have been blown up and redone. I don't see any reason for them to. I just want Apple. Now that would be Apple or Amazon. I think would be a good buy. That would be a good buy. Somebody with deep pockets to make that debt go away. My hunch is that they're going to cater to tech companies and build top buildings, more office space, more warehouses, more. I agree. I don't think it's going to be. I think in Vegas, yes. In Vegas, yes. Because we got plenty of space that's not been built on. And movie production, yeah. So yeah, so if no, I don't. Okay, so the answer originally, I don't think that reflects them turning into metropolis, but I do think the other buildings like the high rises and the warehouse spaces and the movie lots that does lead us to and like I said, we're tax free or tax free state, and we could offer tax incentives. So. Okay, so we got to be fair here when we say I already see what Sony does with Spider-Man. The three best movies ever made for Spider-Man, in my opinion, of all come from Sony. 2 of them very recently, and one of them won an Academy Award. So, and no live action Sony movie, either with Marvel, DC, MCU, or without, has made less than $700 million, which is money right now that a lot of studios, Paramount and Warner Brothers, would eat up right now. Yeah, hotels and casinos are not super relevant. Gen Z Zoomers, at least. Yeah, because it used to be about gambling. Like my parents came here to gamble, but a lot of people, like, there's right now we have EDC going on, and most of those people aren't going to do a lot of gambling. A lot of these guys come down for concerts, Taylor Swift concerts, WrestleMania. A lot of those people are not going to be, gambling. Some of them will, a lot of them will, but not like gambling wasn't the focus like it used to be. You have a demographic that comes down here for a lot of the stuff that we've built out here now, whereas my parents would save up 6 months and go annual or twice a year, and it would just be about the gambling. But now the economy has changed, that generation has changed, and we have to build things that we still want them to come out here, do a little bit of gambling, but hey, they want you going to the clubs, they want you going to Raiders. We got Raiders games now. A lot of our tourism comes from the sports teams too. Now we have T-Mobile out here. We have which was the defending Stanley Cup champions in the Vegas Knights. We have the Raiders, which have a huge fan base, and you come out to see other teams. You're about to have baseball, so there's a lot more now for the Gen Y, the millennials too. The millennials are the ones that started the trend that that wasn't the gambling heavy crowd coming in. Vegas is constantly changing, so many buildings. Yeah. That's we're in the modern Vegas now. William, are you a fan of having those? And I'm right down the street from where this happened. Yes and no. I understand why people have an issue because it shuts down everything. But like I said, it brings revenue and visitors to the city, and I am a tourist business, so. All right. All right, guys, that's where I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And I am going to see you at 2 p.m. this afternoon. We're going to do, I guess we'll do Bridesmaids first. I don't really care, but we'll go ahead and do a double feature of these awful movies and get them out of the way and get the pledges out of the way. So I will see you guys at 2 o'clock. That's it. Hey, I kept it under an hour and a half. So, all right, guys. Let's see. We're not talking about Diddy right now. We're not talking about Diddy. No. All right, guys. I will see you later. And for Brad, this is William. Been your host for the last hour and 5 minutes. See you in about 12 hours.